if there's anybody, Sean, that has been successful, has went on and had an absolutely amazing career off of from the Contender Series, it's you. Uh, I guess advice as we watch these guys week in, week out, Sean, compete for a chance at a contract and as they pursue their dreams. What's the advice to these guys?
Oh man, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It just comes down to the people's fighting styles. Like you
Yeah.
just got to go out there and be yourself. I was lucky enough that my fighting style was, I didn't have to go into the Contender Series and try to be anybody who I wasn't. I was on like a four fight knockout streak. Like that was just my style. So, I mean, being true to yourself, but also don't be a boring fighter.
So go on. Don't just go in there and win. You've got to put on a show and make them want to sign you and give you a contract.
I would agree with that.
Did you have any idea? I mean, obviously, we know the whole thing with Snoop and him being on the call and all that, and it became this pop culture moment. But did you have any idea as you look back? It was we were 22 years old. This is summer of 2017. I mean, any idea, Sean, that was going to happen and that everything that was going to then happen to you could possibly happen? I mean, you become this superstar. Any idea?
I felt like you know, I felt like it was all gonna happen. Like I truly am. It was like a feeling. It wasn't just like a thought. It wasn't like I'm gonna think it. I think I'm gonna become what I am. It was more of a feeling. Like if you knew me when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, like I would tell you the same. I would tell you this was gonna
Right.
happen. Like I remember going on interviews and kind of like, putting this out into existence. Like this was gonna be my career. Um, in my mind. Like there was no doubt about it. I was going to become UFC champion. I was going to become a UFC star. Obviously the work had been put in. The stars had to align. The Snoop Dogg was there commentating.
Right.
The Peter Yan fight was able to happen. Even when I was ranked 11, like the Alger, like the things just had to happen, and I was just confident they were gonna, and they did.
That's really cool because I know now you've got millions and millions of fans and it's easy to be a Sean O'Malley believer now, but when you're unknown back then, not as easy, and to have that belief in yourself, that's pretty incredible. So bottom line though, this is a hell of a opportunity for people who are on the show. That's it,
I
right?
would say that is true.
Do you still watch any of that stuff? I mean, do you feel like you have a connection to it anymore, or not really, not so much?
I haven't been watching a ton, but I got a couple guys coming up.
Hmm.
Um, Tommy McMillan's fighting on the Contender Series. Not today, not next week's, but in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Um, and there is, the Contender Series is the second biggest promotion in the world. Like
That's crazy.
UFC and then Contender Series. There's
Right.
nothing really that's competing with it. I mean, PFL is, but I watch. I mean, to be honest, I watch more Contender Series than I watch PFL or
Yeah.
Bellator. You still don't even really understand what's going on there, but
Right.
yeah, no, Contender Series is it is a huge opportunity for these guys to go out there and make a name for themselves.
And you and Jamal have shown, and tell me if I'm wrong, you and Jamal have shown that it's not just about you get a contract, you fight on a UFC card here or there. I mean, you can literally reach the heights of the sport coming from the Contender Series.
Most of these Contender Series fights are fights that could be in the UFC. There's, you know, Tommy's fight in a couple weeks could be a UFC fight. Like the guys fighting on the Contender Series are UFC caliber. Yeah. I mean, these dudes there's going to be a shit ton more future UFC champions that are coming from the Contender Series. I mean, it's pretty much one of the only ways to get into the UFC right now. Like short notice fights, yes, but I mean, the Ultimate Fighter, that seems miserable to go through compared to, getting on a Contender Series fight. So, I mean, the future is the Contender Series.
What would have been different? Anything would have been different if Snoop wasn't on the call that day. Do you think things would look different now than they have ultimately turned out?
I mean, the knockout was going to go viral regardless.
Yeah.
Just this skinny little white dude with a fro, just sleeping this Russian. I mean, that would have went viral regardless.
Yeah.
The Snoop just elevated it to an insane level. He
Yeah.
posted me on his Instagram twice in a row, like back to back, and it just absolutely blew up. So,
Yeah.
I think it would have done big numbers without it, but absolutely insane numbers with it.
What were you thinking at? Do you remember what you were thinking if you look back on that time as you go on this show? You know, you got Snoop Dogg posting about you. You must have been like, what the hell is going on? And this is craziness.
It was just reaffirming to myself like what I thought, what I felt was true. Like I was like, all right, this is that was truly felt like the beginning. Oh my God, this is the start of what I kind of had built up in my mind. Like this is the beginning of the vision.
It's awesome that you had that self belief in yourself. What are you thinking, Sean, fight wise now? You know how it goes. The fans, they want to see you fight. They love watching you fight. What are you thinking? What's the game plan here for the rest of this year and going forward?
Yeah, nothing right now. I don't have any really too many ideas. I'm gonna go talk to the UFC that Monday before the fight on Tuesday. So I'm gonna go talk with UFC in 2 weeks and hopefully get something out there. But I wouldn't mind fighting one more time this year, November,
Hmm.
December. I think in November they obviously do MSG. So, December they typically do Vegas. So one of those sound good, and if not, if it doesn't work out, next year I'm ready to go.
Any thought moving up, or are you happy where you're at right now?
No, I'm good. Bantamweight's I'm still here. Still gonna, there's still big fights for me to have at bantamweight. So, 45 will it happen in the future? Yeah, probably most likely, but we still got work to do down here at 35.
Is weight cut getting harder, or are you still good with making 135?
I mean, it's always hard to answer like how hard weight cuts are because
Right.
you feel like you're dying every single
Right.
time. Anybody that makes weight, it's like it would be easier at 45, yes, but we're still getting it done at 35, in a healthy manner. So, uh, yeah, we're good for now.